Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another album review. And today I'm going to be talking about the new Neil Young, his 39th studio album. It's Neil Young with the band Promise of the Real, and the album's called The Visitor. It's, like I said, it's his 39th studio album, which is crazy. And it's his second album with the band Promise of the Real, which features Lukas Nelson, who's the son of Willie Nelson. And, you know, Neil and Willie have been friends for a long time. The whole Farm Aid thing, they've done a million times. And it's actually his second album with this band. The first was the Monsanto Years, which came out a few years back. And this one, The Visitor, is really his first album of original, like, first album of new material of the year. This is actually technically his second studio album of the year. The first being Hitchhiker, which was just old stuff he recorded in the 70s that he released now, which was actually really good. But yeah, it's a very political album. The themes of this album are very, don't mean to get too political here, but they're anti-Trump. They're about standing up to the government, standing up for your rights, things like that. And there's some good stuff on this album. And the first track is called Already Great, which is a direct response to Donald Trump's Make America Great Again slogan. There's lines like, I'm Canadian, by the way, and I love the USA. And there's chants of no wall, no band, no fascist USA. They say that over and over again. No wall, no band, no fascist USA. And the song ends with them repeatedly saying, whose streets, our streets. And it's really just a song saying, you know, you don't need to make America great again because it's already great and it's always been great. So that's what that song's really about. Coming from a Canadian, some people would say he doesn't really have the right to say that because he's Canadian, but he does have dual citizenship, so he's kind of an American too. So, and he's Neil Young and he's awesome. Fly By Night Deal. It just says, this ain't no fly-by-night deal line a lot, and then has some spoken word stuff by Neil Young. It's a pretty cool song. Like I said, a lot of these songs are political, like almost always, as the third song, and it's kind of a more normal Neil Young song, more acoustic, one of those nice acoustic songs. If you're familiar with his Harvest Moon album, I think from 1992, it's a really good album. The song musically kind of reminds me of a combination of the songs Unknown Legend and From Hank to Hendrix. Those are the first two songs on Harvest Moon, and while I think both of those songs are superior to this one, this is a really good song, and it might be my favorite on the album. I don't know. I have to listen to it more. I've only listened to it a few times so far. Stand Tall has a little, the fourth song has a little funk to it, which Neil isn't, I mean, he's not known for doing very often. It's, you know, just what it says. It's like an empowering song, empowering the people to stand against tyranny and the government. Change of Heart, another acoustic song, has some whistling in it. And it kind of reminds me of like a song from a Western. Like in a Western, you'd see a cowboy walking down the street whistling to himself. This kind of reminds me of something like that. Carnival is a really weird song. It's kind of Spanish sounding. Like, it's hard to explain. You'd have to listen to it. Kind of reminds me of a Spanish song, an old time Spanish song. Digging a Hole, it's a real short bluesy song, pretty cool. Children of Destiny, it's a really weird song. It's got some orchestration in it. Which, I mean, I know Neil Young's done some orchestration before, like A Man Needs a Maid. Such a Woman, I believe, off Harvest Moon, has a bunch of orchestration. But, you know, this one, I don't know, it's different to me for some reason. It has kind of the same themes as Stand Up as a lot of the album does, just, you know, empowering the people to stand up for what they believe in. Number 9, When Bad Got Good, is another short bluesy one, like Digging a Hole. It's pretty cool. They say lock him up over and over. I think they're talking about like Trump and his administration and the illegal allegations against them. The final song is Forever. It's the longest song at 10 minutes and 32 seconds. It's a really good song. It's strange. A lot of the songs on this are strange. If you're used to, normal Neil Young stuff, not that he always does the same thing, because he's definitely one to not want to do the same thing and challenge himself and do different things. This is definitely different. You could tell he's playing with a different band than he normally does than with, Crazy Horse or someone like that. And the sound of Promise of the Real really comes out on this to me. I don't know any Promise of the Real aside from what he's done with what they've done with Neil Young, so I can't tell you the merit of their stuff on their own. But it definitely makes for an interesting mix with Neil Young. I'm not totally sure how much I like it. But I do like the album. But compared to other Neil Young stuff, it's a little strange, and I think I need to get used to it. But I mean, highlights are already great. Good song, Fly By Night Deal, Almost Always. First three songs are great. Change of Heart's a good song. The last one, Forever, was one of my favorites. So, yeah, it's a different album for Neil, and it's great. It's great he's as old as he is and still making relevant, good, challenging music in this age of just dumb mediocrity. It's refreshing to see that happening, especially in someone as old as he is. Most musicians as old as he is just, they don't record any new stuff and they just go out and do a greatest hits show. But not Neil. He's his own guy, and I love him for it. So far, I haven't listened. Like I said, I haven't heard this album that much. I would give it probably a 7 out of 10. It's definitely one to get used to. I'm interested in hearing more of Promise of the Real. And to go back, I haven't actually heard his other album with Promise of the Real, called the Monsanto Years, which I'm guessing is another political album. He does that sometimes, Living with War was one, Monsanto Years, and this one's a pretty political one too. In the political climate we live in now, it's something that's understandable. Something a lot of people are doing is a lot of musicians are making music based on how they feel about politics these days. So, yep, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I love Neil. I'll listen to anything he ever comes out with, and I'll tell you about it. It's his second album of the year. Go back and I have a review for Hitchhiker from earlier in the year, which was really, really good. It was just him by himself playing all these songs. So, yeah. New Neil Young, Promise of the Real, called The Visitor. Should be out soon. So, yeah. That's my review. Have a great day, everybody.